G'day everyone, thank you for swinging by. SparhawkGames here, aka Luggage, in the campaign that you're about to watch. You've come in at the ground floor, first episode of our new extended campaign for Dungeons & Dragons. I'm sure you'll have a blast with it, just as we did when we were recording it last night. Episodes will be recorded Monday night live on Twitch, and then they'll be on YouTube as soon as I can get the edits done. If you like anything that you see here, you get a smile, please mash that subscribe button, tap the like to indicate that we did something that made you smile, laugh, giggle, chortle, or just enjoy the ride. There's a great group of people that we are together here playing with. You can catch up on all our doings in between Monday nights. SparhawkGames on all socials. SparhawkGames streaming this live on Twitch on a Monday evening. And without further ado, I'm going to hand over to GMJ, and I hope that you have even a fraction of the fun that we had recording this and playing the game last night as you watch it and go along for this ride with us. And I think at the end you'll be saying exactly what we did. I can't wait until Monday.
The traveling extravaganza, known as the Witchlight Carnival, visits your world once every 8 years. Each of you have a dim memory of sneaking into that very carnival as a child without paying for a ticket. That memory has grown foggy over time, though it still conjures a weird mixture of emotions, wonder and awe mixed with loss and regret. During this childhood visit, your character lost something. You tried to find it, but the carnival owners, a pair of elves by the names of Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, were decidedly unhelpful for some reason. "Silly little screeching cricket," said Witch. "You forgot to buy a cricket." "The carnival goes round and round," said Light. "The multiverse is our playground. Nothing's free and nothing's lost. Every visit has its cost." As time passed, your heart became less heavy, and you gave less and less thought to those childhood events. Now, for reasons that you can't explain, the longing to retrieve that which you have lost has suddenly resurfaced, as though an old spell that hid it from you has faded away, allowing you to feel the loss as sharply as if it had happened yesterday or moments ago. The Witchlight Carnival also has returned, and you find yourself standing near a ticket booth by the entrance at twilight, just as the carnival is about to open. There, as the five of you stand in line, you begin to meet others who look as troubled or concerned as you. Without knowing how or why, you get this strange feeling that they're all missing something. They've lost something. So, I'm going to go down my list and ask each of you to quickly describe your characters. I would also like each of you to let our wonderful audience know what it is that you have lost and what toll that's taken on you, what miniature little curse you've received. So we will start with the ever wonderful Albert. Albert Eggmeister.
Albert. Yes, I'm Albert Eggmeister, the human paladin. I go around wearing chain armor and a helmet with a sword and shield, and I have a holy symbol around my neck. I've lost my ability to keep secrets, which you know suits sort of like drawn me to be more honest, like a paladin. But I sort of, I've realized the value of keeping secrets and not being able to has been hard, to say the least. And my curse is that I have to knock on doors before I open them. All doors I have to knock.
I'm sure that won't be a problem at any
No.
point. Next up in the line is Zenfire.
Hello.
If you please.
My name is Zenfire. I come
the voice.
from a long line of noble dwarves hailing from the mountain realm of the Nine. I have a luster to explore the world
God.
and drink from the cup of life. I also hail from a long line of yeeters. I have an uncle, Dolcum Thunderfeast, whom I always have held in the highest of esteem. He was a military man, but I've chosen not to join the military, but have trained with weapons and fighting all my life with the hope to one day join him, traveling the world and adventuring. You may not know this, but I'm afflicted by a curse where I cannot light non-magical fires.
And if I might ask, Zenfire, what was it that you lost that day at the carnival when you were a child? What did it take from you?
Look, it's hard to say, but because the way you mere folk would see me, you wouldn't know it. But I'm told I've lost my sense of fashion.
We'll have to see how that plays out. Oh god. Next up, we have the character who will definitely be breaking this campaign, Mizz. If you would describe yourself, please.
I'm so glad you didn't say
Oh,
my name.
Oh.
Yeah, Mizz.
Well, I am Ms. Snack. And I'm a fairy, also known as a snack fairy. I think I lost my ability to smile. I can't remember. Or my curse is I can't smile. That's how much I prefer snacks over listening.
Yes, you lost your ability to smile, but your curse, if you remember, is that you cannot tie or untie non-magical rope.
Oh, no.
Okay,
Yep,
Ms.
see,
Smile.
that's how much I was paying attention.
That's okay. So the fairy. Next up, we have our wonderful host, Luggage.
How much of this do you want me to share at the beginning?
As much or as little as
2
you
sentences
deem
at the most.
necessary. Just a description. You don't need to give me a backstory. Just tell everyone what they're looking at
Description?
with your character. Just a description of what they look
Alright,
like, what
so
they're dressed in,
It's
that
a
sort of
pleasure
thing.
to meet you all. So as you're looking, you're seeing a 6'10" warforged, which is a being of metal and sinew made of timber and magical adornments. If you picture essentially a mix of Iron Man and Ultron, except the suit is 6'10", that's what you were looking at. And the name is Luggage. That was my role with my previous master. And I look forward to reprising potentially some of that role in this group. Wearing a simple cloth tunic. On the front of that tunic, you can see that there's probably some old markings of flour, which looks like that's what the clothing has been made out of. And on the front, in very meticulous form, is a drawing of a dwarf holding 2 axes, smiling, and on the back, a mace hitting a shield with the word thunder and then stone underneath it. Apparently, and also wearing a purple neon headband and neon yellow and neon pink leg warmers. And all these items appear to have been salvaged in much travel and much journey, but they are all neat, they're all tidy, and they're all clean. And the leggings look like they once probably belonged to a normal human, but they have basically been repurposed to fit this war machine's shins. Is that all you wanted?
Oh lord. Yes, Luggage. I do believe
Oh,
that
do you
you
want the
have lost
curse
your
and
sense of fashion, haven't you? Yes, if that's okay, that'd be marvelous. Although it should be very obvious from your description.
I guess a being such as I can be bothered with those sorts of things. The items look like what the flesh sacks around me dress themselves in and seem fit for purpose. I also need to knock 3 times before entering doors, which is an affliction I have suffered as long as I can remember.
Part of the programming.
And last but not least, pretty much at the back of the line, behind all the screaming children and unhappy mothers who didn't want to be here right now, but are taking their children to the Witchlight Carnival anyway. We have Ranik.
My character's Ranik. He's an Air Genasi rogue who lost his sense of direction and cannot tie rope if it's not magical. So growing up on the seas was not that great. Kind of landlocked right now and trying to figure out how to get back there. But
Okay. At the front of the line, Albert, you were here first, before the rest of our party, before any of the screaming children, the tired parents, the groups of teens who just want to do whatever the teens are getting up to these days. You stand in front of the ticket booth. A silver statue of a dancing fairy is mounted on the roof of this booth, and it is surrounded by fluttering butterflies. The booth is decorated with an animated depiction of the night sky with shooting stars arcing across it. An elderly goblin perches behind the ticket counter, peering at you quizzically through a spyglass. He lowers a spyglass and calls out to you. Greetings, fairgoers! Come! Hand me your tickets.
Greetings,
The
young
Witchlight
lady.
Carnival is now open. Pardon, sorry?
Greetings, young lady. Where do you recommend I go in this carnival? As I hand her my ticket.
The goblin looks at you and says, Lady? I'm no lady! Why'd you think I... it's not important. He takes your ticket. The very clearly male goblin takes your ticket. And places it in a little lockbox under him and reaches out and hands you what looks like a small card made of metal with three, what looks like punch holes in it that haven't been punched out yet. Hands that back to you.
Ooh.
Oh, if I was to recommend something, well, the bubble pot teapot is always a good time.
Thank you, young man.
Good way to get to know your way around. Young man! The visitors get ruder and ruder every year. My lord! This elderly male gnome has been insulted to no end by the first person. This is gonna go well.
Wait, goblin or gnome? Is the goblin now a gnome?
It's a goblin. It's an elderly goblin.
does he have a beard and everything?
Oh, did I? I apologize. No, it's an elderly goblin. He has like the long beard, bald head. I apologize.
Sorry, it was just right
It
at the
says
end there
gnome.
you went gnome, and I went, oh, I'm so confused. Do I
I
say hello
apologize.
to a gnome or
It
It
is
took the
an-
wrong step so quickly.
Don't.
It is an
It all adds
elderly
to the fun.
gnome.
Carry on.
You can see he's wearing a name tag, and on the name tag it says Nicholas.
I thought it said.
Oh,
Okay, so
God.
you
Sorry.
collect
Elderly
your
gnome or elderly goblin? Just to clarify.
It's an elderly goblin. I apologize if I messed up. Partway through your conversation,
was
you
right
see
at the
he
end.
puts
All
his
good, all good.
spyglass
You
down.
didn't. You were goblin the whole way through.
He reaches down and grabs this
Yeah.
massive ear horn and puts it to his ear and faces it at you, Albert, and says, "Have a nice time!" And waits for the next person to come across. The line begins to move rather
along.
quickly. Zenfire, you are up next, along with Luggage. The two of you, I presume, would hand over your entrance tickets and be handed your punch cards.
Nicholas, my fine elderly goblin friend, purveyor of park fairs and carnival goods, would you adorn my good friend Suitcase and I with 2 tickets to your fine fair, please?
Luggage. It's luggage.
What?
Oh, knapsack, come on.
What? Sorry, I didn't
I
catch.
feel we've had this
Where the hell
conversation
did my ear
before.
horn go?
Can we?
He reaches back down again and picks up the ear horn, places this ear horn. This ear horn is bigger than his head at the end, and he points it towards you. Could you say that again? I just didn't quite catch that.
Hello, can we please have 2 tickets?
I'm just hunching down
yeah,
and
I
just
mean, that-
out of curiosity and
figured that was
inquisitiveness, just tap the edge of the ear horn to see if it makes a noise with my metal finger.
Luggage, what are you
you
doing?
tap it. You immediately realize it looks like it's made of brass, but as you tap it, it makes like a metal on glass sort of like tinging noise. You realize it's just glass painted like a brassy color. It makes a strange noise.
What a most
hey, what are you
remarkable
doing?
invention little
Where's all
Meat
the
said.
merchandise? What is it with people this year? So rude. He
I'm
takes
not
each of your
people.
entrance tickets. You look like people. He squints really hard at you. I dropped my spyglass. I don't want to
Thank
pick
you,
it
That
up.
is the nicest thing anyone has said to me all day. And so I'm going to lift up, I'm going to reach over and reach down, pick up the spyglass and hand it back to the goblin.
Oh, sure, yeah. You. Oh, thank you. He takes a spyglass, puts it up to his eye. Oh man, you really don't look like people, do you? Oh God. Oh, what are you? Moving on. Keep the line moving. Keep the line
I am
moving.
Luggage.
He
Thank
hands
you, my good
your
man.
punch-
Duffel bag.
punch cards.
Let us make our way into this carnival of delights and see what we can find.
After several children and
After
some
you.
of the teens, Mizz, you approach, hand over your entry ticket. He hands you a punch card, and motions you in. Ranik, after maybe an hour of standing in line, you finally reach Nicholas, hand over your entrance ticket, and are handed a punch card. As the five of you sort of gather around the initial opening past the ticket booth, you can see there's this large pair of beautifully adorned golden gates. There's no fences on either side of the gates. There's just these gates in the middle of the pathway. And you can see mounted on top of it is this like golden pointer, like a clock hand. And instead of clock, like numbers on a clock face, there are 8 different versions of the same face. Sorry, 9 different versions. The one on the far left looks sad, like it's bawling its eyes out. The one on the far right has a smile from ear to ear, and all the ones in between seem to track emotions from this like despondent sadness and grief to this jubilance on the other side. And you can see the clock hand is currently pointing directly at the middle, which seems to be mostly indifferent. The gates, as the 5 of you sort of stand at the front ready to enter, begin to slowly open. As music and lights begin to shine at the distance and the last licks of sunlight disappear behind the mountains in the distance. Welcome to the Witchlight Carnival! You hear sort of out of nowhere, just generally in the air around you. Have a wonderful time, and follow the rules. Good luck. As the 5 of you enter, pardon, sorry.
Sorry, keep going.
As the 5 of you enter, you can see several people dressed in, some of them in fairly normal, like white shirt, brown pants, very simple outfits. But the vast majority of people are dressed, like as you enter, they're dressed, how would I describe it? In very like bright, sort of standoffish colors. You can see that there's like one tiefling who is wearing like a pair of very big baggy pink pants, no shoes, no other clothes on. And his chest, you can't tell if it is, but his chest is bright green with like thunderbolts painted in pink and purple all over him. His horns have been painted like this bright yellow color, and he's dancing as he hands things to people passing by. And that is pretty much the fare for most of the people you see. They're wearing minimal clothing, but they're covered in this various bright body paints. There's no color scheme here. It just seems like people got whatever color paint was closest and threw it at each other. Each of you, as you go past, are handed by one of these like hands, these helpers, a fold-out pamphlet with a map on the inside of the Witchlight Carnival, which is the map that you see in the middle of the stream, and the map that I sent to all of you previously. So here's how this is going to work. There is a I am going to have to track time as we go, but we're going to track that loosely for the sake of you guys having fun. But the general rules are this. On the back of the map, it has a couple of little things written down. Rule 1, don't break any rules. Rule 2, refer to Rule 1. Rule 3 is a bunch of very small text that simply explains to you that anytime you go on a ride, they will punch a hole in your punch card. Every ticket is worth 3 rides. It also then right at the bottom has costs: 8 silver pieces per adult, 3 silver pieces per children. It also does specify that should you hit your 3 punch holes, you can, if you would like, buy a new ticket. It also says under explaining all that, in brackets, under it says you can buy a new ticket. It says
what was the price per child?
3
3 silver.
Thank you. Sorry.
8 silver per adult, 3 silver per child. It says underneath like the pricings and everything like that on the back of your map, it simply reads, should you not have the coin, speak with Nicholas, and something can be arranged. So should any of you wish to buy a further ticket, it seems that is an option. So I am simply going to read through some of the locations that you see on your map. And if any of those locations pop out to you guys, just say, I'd like to head there, and we'll sort of go from location to location. You guys can just explore the carnival a bit if you guys want. Does that sound good to everyone?
Yeah.
It does. Do we know each other at this point, or are we going to need to just
Well, Luggage, you and I are well.
Yes, but just as a group, because I'm happy to just bring us together if you want.
I'll say that all of you probably already knew each other. You've all sort of, I'll say you all sort of got to know each other over time on your journey here. You all sort of, like I said, fate seems to have bound you all together. And as each of you journeyed to where the Witchlight Carnival would appear over this last, few days, you all sort of ran into each other. And in realizing you were all heading to the same place for seemingly the same reason, you all just sort of grouped up into one big, you might say, party. Just for the sake of keeping things simple. So, a few of the locations you see on your map are obviously the ticket booth at the entrance.
Oh, sorry.
No, please.
Luggage, you told me this would be a fun time. All these people are dressed so formally and beautifully.
I was just going to say that you may get a job here. These are your people.
I feel like we fit right in.
I feel I need to find some of that paint to decorate my my tunic some more. The colors are beautiful.
Pish posh, your tunic is fine. Look around. You fit right in.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. Please.
It's not what we want to hear from a man who has no sense of style.
No, you do not.
So, some of the locations that you see on your map are the ticket booth at the entrance. Right in the very center of the carnival, you see a giant image of a tent that simply reads Big Top. You see something called the Bubble Pop Teapot, which is where your wonderful goblin friend said if that was his favorite location. There is something called the Calliope. There is the Carousel. There is something simply labeled Dragonfly Rides. There is the Feasting Orchard. Gondola Swans. Hall of Illusions. You have another location back by the ticket booth simply labeled Lost Property. You have the Mystery Mine. You have a large cordoned off and sort of fenced area called the Pixie Kingdom. You have the Silver Song Lake. You have several small stores that are sort of just spread out around the area. You have snail racing and a very clearly designed staff area that clearly says you're not allowed back there. Do any of these, other than the very obvious one for MizzRacer?
It's Bubble Pot Teapot I'd like to see.
If I might be so bold, I believe we've all lost something before we exit this carnival. Might we be worth checking?
Yeah, well, we have heaps of time.
Okay.
I don't know about y'all. I'm gonna go gamble.
as you enter, Lost Property is
I-
directly on your right before the gates even open, and as you enter through, you actually pass by what looks like a series of buildings and a large wagon with a sign that says Calliope, like a big gate that says Calliope over the top. You enter into like the main thoroughfare, the main circular area, and you can see directly in front of you is this enormous big top. As this happens, let me just quickly find what I want. So, as you all sort of stand,
I
yes?
know that. Sorry. No, I was just say I know that friend Stiff Albert made a new compatriot out of the goblin at the entrance. I am happy to trust his judgment.
So, as you all sort of stand there briefly having the conversation about which one of these locations you might want to visit first and how you want to spend your 3 punches each, you see a 12-foot tall walking tree that is being garlanded in golden ribbons marching through the thoroughfare. You can see that emerald clouds seem to swirl above him and rain down these golden spinning sycamore seeds. As he passes through the thoroughfare, the fairgoers, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of people now that are jostling with you and bustling backwards and forwards, are trying to catch the seeds before they hit the ground. They look jubilant and very excited by this. As the seeds gently fall, a chatty squirrel scampers along the burrows of the tree and hands dandelions to people as he passes by them. I will say, I have to make a couple of quick rolls here. Zenfire.
Treebeard?
As the tree passes you, it leans down, and a red squirrel reaches out to you and says, "For your troubles," and hands you a dandelion. Yes, the squirrel speaks to you. As that happens, he pulls out another one, reaches out, and hands it to you, Ms. Snack. Ms., you also get handed a
Wait, what?
dandelion. You both get handed a dandelion seed. You're just sort of holding it. As you're leaving, he leans back and says, "Don't forget to make your wish."
I'm trying to lift it.
And they.
Oh, thank you, my fine furry friend.
As you
I'm
grab
just going to
your
be
one,
sitting
Ms.,
and clapping in pure joy at seeing a talking squirrel.
as you grab your dandelion off him, Ms., the dandelion actually shrinks to your size, to be relative to you. So it's not too hard to grab it, thankfully.
Left it big.
It's flying around
Could
dragging
you
it
imagine
like
me
a-
lugging that around?
a kid who's trying to walk a hot air balloon.
Oh god. Do any of you want to try to catch a seed while these two are being handed? Would the 3 of you who were not handed a dandelion like to try to grab a seed on their way past?
I'll take it.
I am madly trying to grab at seeds. Just sheer joy at seeing a talking squirrel
If
radiating
we can see a
off my
robot
face.
smile, we're seeing one now.
So
glowing
Zenfire,
with pure joy.
Zenfire,
Yes.
Luggage, and Ranik, any of you who would like to try to grab a seed on the way past can go ahead and make me a dexterity check.
Dexterity.
So that's
check.
just a d20 plus
Alright.
your dexterity modifier.
Yeah.
I didn't
tell me
roll
what you
too
get.
hot. I got a 7.
Hang on, I can just roll dexterity there, can't I?
Yeah, just doing.
Was
just
it a
hit
7 for
dexterity.
Now,
Ranik?
do I get it with advantage for being a 6'10"?
No, you don't, I'm afraid.
Ooh.
Was that a
Big
7
deal.
for Ranik?
Yeah, that's a 7 for me.
A 7 was
Uh,
for luggage.
No, we didn't do
So
very
Seven for
well.
Luggage.
Zenfire.
What was that, sorry, Zenfire? A 6?
A 6, yes.
Oh, none of you did particularly well, but you all did well enough. Each of the 3 of you managed to reach out and grabs one of these sycamore seeds. As it hits your palms, you sort of look at it. There's this faint green glow to it, and then it begins to almost like dissipate and disappear as it like releases this scent. It almost smells like it just smells good. It's hard to describe. There is no
cut grass.
particular smell to it. It smells like fresh cut grass to you. It just, to each of you, it smells like something different. It just smells nice generally. If you condense the idea of like peace and serenity into a smell, this is it. Could I please have Zenfire roll me a D8, please?
D8, 1d8.
Yes, just 1d8.
Maybe I'm happy I didn't catch one of these seeds.
That's a 4.
A 4.
Mm.
So, you gain a little bit of a benefit here, Zenfire. You gain a D4, so a 4-sided die. At any time before dawn, you can roll that D4 and add it to the next ability, to any one ability check you make before now and then. Okay.
Okay, cool.
So you gain an extra D4 to one ability check of your choice. A little bit of a bonus. Could I please have Luggage roll me a D8?
Absolutely.
1.
Let me roll first.
I'm gonna call it now. It's gonna be a 3.
4, smartass.
Fuck.
Haha.
A 4. You
Wow.
Hey,
also
3
gain.
plus 1 is 4.
You also gain.
We got it right.
You also gain a D4, which you can use once before the next dawn on any ability check. And last but not least, Ranik, could you please roll me a D8?
Hey.
10.
True.
What a 10.
What
No,
did-
it was a 2.
What did you get, sorry?
I got
A 2. Ranik, you gain a new personality trait until dawn. You gain the new. Could you please note down somewhere in front of you that your character gains the personality trait, I am easily amused. And any conflicting character traits are ignored whilever you have this one.
I got to look at my personality
Ranik is
traits here in a
very
second, but-
easily amused.
But only till dawn.
Very easy.
Only till dawn.
Only till dawn. Only till the Witchlight. The Witchlight Carnival runs from dusk till dawn. 8
Oh,
hours.
This is gonna be rough.
Boss
Yeah.
man, we are still near the entry gates, aren't we?
Yeah, we're
Yes.
standing
Oh,
around
you guys are
stuff
like in the
that.
main
So
thoroughfare. You
just-
guys are sort of like in the.
Yeah. So just watching all this happen, I just look around at the rest of the group, stricken, and turn and sprint back through the crowd to rapidly knock 3 times on the door, and then run back to the group. And if you could hear me heaving a deep breath of relief at the panic that just overcame me from entering through a doorway without knocking 3 times, it's now past.
Marvelous. You go back and you frantically knock on that door. As you see him running, Albert, you're sort of watching him like, where's he going? And the moment he starts knocking, Albert, you feel this deep sense of dread, like just grip you.
Wait, where is he knocking?
Back at
On
the
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 entry,
gate that you
entry
entered through.
gates, I needed to knock 3 times before I entered the door. I realized that what seemed to me to be a door, and I needed to knock on it and run back.
But they're already open.
but it doesn't
If
say
that's how you
closed,
it's
reconcile
says
with
it
it,
goes
Albert, that's
through.
fine.
It's a gate,
That's
not
true.
a door. No.
So, did you guys say you were heading towards the bubble pop teapot?
It's a gate, guys. It's fine.
I believe that's what esteemed colleague Egg has suggested.
I do. Well, you said we
Eggmeister.
walked past the lost property thing. Can I see? Was I able to see anything?
Lost property is at the entrance. Lost property. Let me just quickly give you a description of lost property.
Because I'm going to scope
Lost
that
property
piece
as
out.
you passed by was you did see something as you walked past. So outside, so lost property is, you know, those like demountable buildings. Everything in this carnival looks bright and colorful and gorgeous, and it is the most extra thing you've ever seen in your life. If there is room for detail on for something to be painted on one of these buildings, it's painted. If there is room for color or something interesting to be in a location, it is. You guys can't look in any direction without feeling like you're constantly being drawn by something you can see in the distance. Except for Lost Property. Lost Property is a simple demountable building. However, outside the Lost Property wagon is a large feline creature the size of a horse with midnight blue fur. It has a pair of tentacles extending from its shoulders and wears fake butterfly wings. Hanging from its collar is a small wooden cake, The creature you can see roughhouses with 2 young boys as one squeals, "Again, dealer, again!" while the other one hangs from the keg on its neck. This thing is giant. It also has, you notice at one point, 6 legs, 3 on either side. Anyone who would like to make me an Arcana check to see if you can identify what this strange creature is welcome to.
I'll take a crack.
I'd like to assist in the identification of that beautiful big kitty.
I got a 14.
Okay. Yes, you are aware of what this creature is. This is a creature known as a Displacer Beast.
God damn it.
Displacer Beasts are not evil, but they're also not good. They will kill humans. Or humanoids, like humans, dwarves, elves, and that without a second thought. But this one appears to just be very casually playing with a child. A pair of them, actually.
And you said the name was
Yeah.
Dila?
Anyway. They were calling him...
having
That's so
Yeah,
cute.
dealer. They were yelling dealer.
Okay.
I'm just
Having-
fascinated with the beautiful big blue kitty, and would like to walk across and trying to hunch down my giant frame as much as possible and reaching out the metallic hand to be sniffed, ask the boys if I may meet and pat their beautiful kitty.
As you approach, the boys say, "Yeah, pat
I'm
him!
not
Come on,
even.
come play!"
Oh, I'm there right behind him, by the way, with the biggest smile of my life.
Do any of
Easily
you speak
amused.
Elvish? Do any of you speak Elvish?
Ooh, it's a good question.
No, I don't.
The Displacer Beast, you can see it has like several cuts on its face. It's missing its right eye, but at the same time, its tongue is just, even with its mouth closed, hanging out a little bit from its mouth. It looks both terrifying, like it's seen combat, but also just really cute in that way that sometimes cats just look really cute. It looks up at you and says
poor
something in this
kitty.
string of like melodic words to you that you just can't seem to understand.
It's an,
I'm gonna try to reach out and give it a good pat.
As you're patting it, you see one of the boys. The lost property truck is open. You see one of the boys is like up, sort of like in it, playing around, and he runs out with this large, maybe 1/2 foot by 1/2 foot ball. That appears to be like a mirror, and it's a mirror ball of some variety. And he runs and says, "Look what I found!" You see, the Displacer Beast sort of snarls a little bit and flicks a tentacle out, grabbing it, and throws the ball back into the lost property and says something at the boy in Elvish. And the boy, I'm sorry, dealer. The boy turns and runs off into the carnival, into the crowds. You just hear the Displacer Beast just... do any
So
of
no
you
one
there
speaks Elvish?
speak Elvish?
No.
Or Sylvan is also acceptable.
I
Do any of you
thought I
speak a
spoke
language called
I
Sylvan?
speak Sylvan.
oh, hang on.
Yeah, I
The
do.
Displacer Beast-
Okay, so
The Displacer Beast looks to your group and says something in a string of words none of you understand, and then he turns to another language, slightly more melodic, and like it almost sounds like he's singing a song as he speaks, but you understand what he's saying, Ms. Snack. He looks at you and says, "My apologies. The children know they shouldn't be playing in lost property, and yet they still do. Unfortunately, the tentacle has freaked them out sometimes, but it's a reaction. I can't leave Alwyn alone," and he motions to the young boy who's still here playing with like the butterflies who are like swirling around him. He says, "I hate to ask this of guests, but well, technically I'm supposed to be watching these boys for their mother while she grabs some drinks. Now, I'm 99% sure she's actually over in the bar getting drunk, but I'm still supposed to be watching them. Is there any chance you could maybe go and collect Vero for me? I'd really appreciate it."
What was his
You're the one who's
name?
talking
are
to
we
him,
getting the
Mizz.
translation?
Are
of
we
this, or
gonna
are we
have a
relying on
problem,
Racer?
Luggage?
It is just you, Mizz. Mizz, you are the only one
I-
who can understand what he's saying.
Oh,
I do not
it.
understand. You have been speaking so beautifully with the pretty kitty. Did the kitty say I could pat it?
Oh,
No,
I'm
you
already in
cannot
there.
pet the kitty.
What did the pretty kitty say? What did
The
Dealer
pretty
say?
kitty asked if we could fetch the kid's mother from the bar.
No, if you
Well,
could
that
go
sounds
find
like
the child.
a noble task for our party.
He asked if you could go
Was
get
the
the
child
child.
named Zero?
Yeah, the one who just ran away. He just ran
Oh,
off
the
into the
child
crowd.
with the mirror ball.
Yeah,
Oh.
he can't. He's currently watching this child and can't leave them alone. But he needs you to go get the one that is still theirs brother. You caught the names Alowin is the
Did
child
we
who
see
is
what
still there playing,
direction?
Brother.
and Vera. Yes, they appeared to run towards the big top and disappeared into the crowd over near the
Vera.
small stalls, like a bunch of like smaller little shops and that.
What was the missing child's name again?
Oh, to the right. Okay.
Virum.
Vero.
Vero.
Viro.
I thought it was Vero.
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 Vero, thank you.
Alowin is the one who's still here. Vero is the child who ran away. The spicy
Snack,
beast
would you
says,
mind
"Oh,
asking the pretty kitty that if
my sincerest apologies.
Sorry.
My name
What?
is Dealagrawn. I apologize. I should have introduced myself first.
Deal of raw.
Dealagrawn.
So at this stage, race. Sorry. Only one of us. Only Ms. Snack is talking to.
Only Miss
Blue
Snack can
Fairy friend.
understand him. She's the only one who speaks Sylvan or Elvish, I'm afraid. Miss Snack?
Snack, what is happening?
We need to go into the big top and find Vero that has decided to run off.
Who is Vero?
Where's
The worst
big top?
part is Dira can't understand common, so he
The
can't
big
correct
top
you on
is
what's wrong.
behind us.
Oh no.
Oh
Oh
God!
no.
What?
Wait! the name that we were given.
Okay, I will be
The
very nice
Vero
as a DM.
ran
since you're
towards the
new.
big top.
He ran towards the big top, but he turned towards a bunch of smaller stalls that are nearby. There's like stalls everywhere. He turned towards some of those that were in the distance. He ran in the direction of the big top, but didn't head into the big top. He just ran in that general direction.
Well,
Okay.
directions don't help me.
Well, we've got to get him from Racer.
And he took a
and Snack.
right
Yeah,
He took a right,
towards
yes.
the
those
small
small shops
stall.
just past the up beyond the carousel, I think.
Hey, one of my flaws is I have selective hearing.
Yes. He's
Are you
around.
sure
Should
it's a
be
flaw
around
or
the
a real
carousel.
life thing?
It's both.
So if we head towards the gondola spots, we'll be in the right direction.
Yes,
Before we
all the
depart,
small
and
stores-
I'm happy. It sounds like a noble task to fetch this small child back for this beautiful, pretty kitty. Sorry, dealer. Would you mind asking if there is any chance that if we may find this child, that we could be helped to perhaps find some of the things we have lost if we help dealer find what they have lost? Please, Snack.
Do you
You want
translate this
payment for-
message, Ms?
I just run off after the child. Like I don't
Yeah,
try
I
and.
don't feel like asking for a reward for something like this.
Dealer, as you just turn and leave Ms. and Ranik, you two just get out of there on your noble quest. Dealer sort of yells at you, Ms. in Silver. Not yells, but like as you're moving, he says, and please hurry. Children tend to go missing when left alone in the carnival. It's just one of those Feywild things, you know? Please be quick. Please. As the is the rest of the
going to
group going
just
to go
simply
with them?
mutter under my breath to my little dwarven friend that this makes no logical sense, but we should stick with our companions. Let's help find the child.
I tend to agree with you, Carpetbag, my fine friend. We should definitely go and try and find that little scallywag that ran off. I feel like he wasn't
I'm-
supposed to.
I'm really
Luggage.
curious as to how long he can keep the names up until he starts doubling up. See how long this can
I've
last.
got a very long list.
We're up to 6. We're up to 6.
Hey Dante,
so
send me
far.
that list. I'll add some too.
No.
Yeah,
Alright,
make it a
we're
Google
off.
Doc. We can all chip in. So, can I please have
Yes.
everyone make me perception checks while you search for the child?
Perception. Rattle.
No, it freaking bounced off the 12.
Where's my perception?
Deception.
No,
It
perception.
just kind of goes into the
Perception.
trait
Oh,
of still looking
perception.
around and getting
I'm not
distracted.
rolling very well tonight. 3.
It's just your sense of direction, man. It's getting you.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I have 2 things going against me. I'm easily distracted right now, and I have a lost sense of direction.
I got a 1.
Boom.
15 from Luggage.
Oh,
I'll roll a 20.
Okay. 20? Heck yes.
A dirty
Yep.
20
So-
or a nat 20?
you got a dirty 20.
You guys, as a
That's it.
group, duck off from lost property. As you move down, you encounter a few things on the way. The first thing you encounter is you go past that gate again with that big sign that says the Calliope over the top of it. You can see a merry tune spilled forth from an instrument on the back of a brightly painted wagon to your left. You see a monkey wearing a cloak covered with buttons turns a handle at the wagon's rear, sending music into the air from rows of these golden whistles. As you watch, sort of like just sauntering past looking for the child, a goblin dressed in one of those like ladybug outfits waddles up to you rattling a tin can and sort of like walks beside you. As he approaches you, he says, "Spare a button, if you please. I'll sew it next to all of these. I offer nothing in its place besides a smile on my face," and does like a little bow whilst proffering the tin can to you. Do any
My
of you do
esteemed
anything, or you
colleague,
just keep?
handbag. Knock 3 times on your midriff and see if you could find a button in there.
All right, so I know what I'm going to do.
If you could see a robot scowl, you would.
Okay,
but
you guys are still doing that. I'll be right back.
but I reach around, and around the collar
it-
of my tunic is just a mishmash of random things that have been stuck on there because people's clothes have buttons, so do mine. And carefully picking one off, drop it in the can, and say, "May it serve you well, goblin friend."
Thank you. Would anybody else like to do anything else, or give this goblin a button?
Yeah,
I look at him and go, "Here, you can have one of these," and rip it off and flick it.
Sorry,
give-
who was that? I can't see you guys.
It's Ranik.
apologize.
and it,
Ranik gives a button.
But
And
I like flick it with my thumb in the air and try to get the land in the.
That was
in the
Ranik.
can.
oh yeah, Ranik, you flick that button. Ping, 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 bounces around the edges a few times and straight in.
Nothing but
No
net.
issue at all. You get it. You nail it.
I just pull on the top button on my shirt, tunic, and go, "Here you are, fine lady," and pop it.
Friend,
Oh,
I can't no more.
this
Hold it in.
this
friend
goblin,
goblin.
this
Sorry.
this goblin sort of stands up, holding the cup still, and says, "Mighty generous. 3 buttons a good catch today. You have a wonderful time. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy." He turns and begins
Friend
to
goblin, before
like-
you depart,
yes.
have you perchance seen a small child running through here? Goes by the name of Vero. You may have seen him at Lost Property with Dealer. Have you seen him in your button gathering?
I see lots of children. I don't normally catch their names. That would be odd. I don't know who Dealer
He
is.
he would have been
so-
running through. A Dealer is the pretty kitty at Lost Property.
Oh, right, that one. Well, I don't want to be rude, but we are at a carnival, and there are lots of children, and they like to run. So I've seen lots of children running, but no specific children that stood out. I apologize. I would like
Thank
to
you.
just once again remind all of you that you're having this conversation with a goblin dressed as a ladybug. just for that mental image, just like reminding people of that. He is in a child's ladybug outfit that does not quite fit properly. It is
Look,
amazing.
not the greatest of nuances when looking at the meat bags. So just trying to take the opportunity to get information.
He turns back to the calliope and merrily dances his way back over to sit beside the monkey. As he sits beside the monkey looks at you and says, "Hey, thanks, appreciate it," and just goes back to turning the crank. Continuing moving towards your carousel. You also pass
Have we caught
by
any
the
sign of the young man at the moment?
No, you saw him. This is just what's happening on your way there. You saw him heading in that direction, just as everything you pass heading towards where you know he went before you actually start looking. Just to give you guys an idea of what's happening around you is all. You actually pass very close to the big top. You see the roof of this tent reaches towards the night sky in 3 swooping peaks, topped by spinning golden stars. You can see painted wooden panels on the tent's walls whirl with this colorful motion, displaying vibrant circus performances flying over them. You can hear the sound of music and laughter drifting out through the canvas door, and a large sign over that door simply reads, free entry, no ticket required. Heading past the big top, you all approach the carousel. You see a procession of wooden unicorns stands motionless on a circular wooden platform. Fairgoers clamber onto the unicorns' backs, and a female centaur sets the ride in motion. The unicorns shake their manes and creak to life, cantering around the carousel to the delight of their riders. You see a centaur standing there. Like all of the other hands of the Witchlight Carnival, she wears a fake pair of butterfly wings, but her body, her horse bottom half, has been painted with beautiful pinks and blues in this amazing, it's hard, like prismatic pattern. None of the shapes are even. It's just this gorgeous pattern that then continues up into the actual top she wears of this beautiful, like light sky blue and deep purple. You see she wears a very beautiful purple flower in her hair and has very long, flowing black locks that are braided with these strange, like golden clips woven through them. You can see that her brown body is intermittent with patches of white, like these splotches over her top half that include her face. You can see where she's not painted, even like she very much has the look of a half horse person. As you walk past, she gives you a courteous nod, but you notice, unlike most of the other people you've seen, she's not smiling. She has this sort of dour expression as you pass by. Around the carousel, all around, are the small, what are collectively called the small stalls, and it is at one of these that you do manage to find the boy. It takes you a total maybe 15 minutes looking, but eventually you as a group manage to track him down. He is currently standing at a... Where is it? Oh, he is currently attempting to get candy. He is standing there. He hands up his ticket. The person punches it and reaches over and pulls out this massive, like, bucket of what looks like cotton candy. But when the boy, when Vero opens it, you can see that the outside is cotton candy and it's stuffed with other chocolates on the actual inside of the tub. He begins like shoveling candy and turns around and says, "Oh, hi! I got candy."
Is he speaking Elvish, or can we all understand what he's saying?
It sounds like his mouth.
You guys look weird.
He sounds like he's speaking fluent. He's speaking fluent
common.
MizzRacer at the moment.
Just normal. Yeah, he's got he basically he is holding this tub under one arm, reaching in with a hand through his mouth.
I just have a quick question.
Hi,
was it the chocolate filled? Was it? It was the cotton candy filled with chocolate.
Yes.
Yes,
No,
I just
so
want to make
it
sure I
was
heard that correctly.
it was cotton candy, and then the actual inside of the cotton candy bucket had been emptied out of cotton candy. Like they cut the middle cylinder out, and there was a bunch of loose chocolates in there instead.
I thought it was cotton candy balls with chocolate inside, and I was horrified in my
Oh.
mind. Even though my character's amused, in my mind I was horrified.
No, not quite that
meat
bad.
sack
But he's just
companions.
getting handfuls of candy, shoveling them into his mouth. Hard.
Young Vero, that looks amazing. But we do need to take you back to Dealer Groon, who is sorry to have scared you and needs you back to wait for your mother. Please come with us. Do you remember us from the Lost Property tent?
Not really, but I'm happy to go for a walk.
Meanwhile, I've crouched right down, so I'm not 6'10", and okay. So can we then
you-
lead the
you're
young
tall.
man back?
Scary
Well,
robot.
I'm gonna
You can.
kneel down and say,
This
"Would-"
man,
It's okay.
this man does
Good for
not
me.
abide by the rules of stranger danger
What is
whatsoever,
going
and just
on?
goes with you. He does not question you. He is shoveling chocolate. By the time you get back to Dealer, his face is just brown with chocolate. It is everywhere. He's like from his hand to his elbow is covered in melted chocolate, but he's having the best time with this bowl, like this bucket of chocolate he has purchased for himself with his ticket. He seems very pleased with himself. You return the young boy, and Dealer looks at you and says, thank you greatly. I truly do appreciate it. Children tend to go missing in the carnival and never pop back up again. I do truly apologize. I have to babysit them. I lost my child some time ago in the carnival when we visited, and still hasn't come back. Anyway, I again appreciate it. Here, have a drink. She pulls out several cups from beside her and begins pouring from the keg this like thick brown liquid and hands each of you a mug of it.
I slam it.
It's just juice. It's like really thick apple juice.
Okay, maybe I don't slam it so fast because that's just begging for trouble.
Yeah,
I still slam it, but not as fast.
I give mine to Mizz Snacks.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
hand mine to
said-
Luggage.
You said it was apple juice. You're handing it to the robot who can't eat or drink. Okay, no worries. I've got 2 of these. So I'm
I
going
would like to
kneel
point out,
down
I
and
will-
go small. Oh, yeah.
I will point out that Warforged can eat and drink. They can taste. They simply don't need to. So you as a Warforged are
I
built in such a way that
see.
they're meant to be facsimiles of people, so they can function as people. So one of the ways that they made them so that people weren't as unnerved by them when they were around was to make sure that Warforged could in fact eat and drink along with humans to put humans at ease, and your body will simply process it and turn it into energy. But you
Okay.
can eat and drink, you just get no benefit from it,
So-
and it's not necessary.
Yep. And you just said that these are non-alcoholic drinks that have been
Non-alcoholic,
provided
yes.
by Dealer, and and can Dealer understand us in common and just speaks back in Elvish, or
Yes, anytime you guys have spoken in common, she
would-
has
if I needed
responded
to
in
say-
Sylvan.
okay.
It seems like
Yep,
she can
that's what I
understand
thought. I
you,
just
just
wanted to
simply
double
can't
check. Okay.
speak.
So I'm going to kneel down again, make myself very small. I've got a mug of this juice in each hand. As small, sticky children, please take this and use it to hydrate some of that sugar. And then I'm just going to look at Dealer and go, I'm so sorry to hear of your loss of your child. What was your child's name in case we see some
Well,
sign of them?
Did Mizz tell
As
us
you
that?
hand it down, first thing before you get this
The name
information
was
from
never
Dealer.
spoken.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. Shit. Sorry. I do apologize.
No,
I
you
missed that
didn't.
bit.
No, it's okay. You didn't get the name of her child, but she did mention her child was gone. As you kneel down to hand over the cups, Alwyn, the one who was left behind, grabs the cup and thank you, and just starts chugging this juice. Vero, on the other hand, the one you had to retrieve, takes it in one hand, looks at the juice in one hand, looks at the bucket of chocolate in the other. You see him like, like ponder for a second, like trying to figure out. He like goes to put the juice down and then like goes to put the chocolate down. You know, like a kid wants both, and in the end, he looks at them both and just goes, shrugs, and just tips the juice into the tub with the chocolate, and then just puts the cup down and then starts drinking from the tub with the chocolate.
Yes.
And then wipes his mouth. Sure. Yes, it is. This kid is a
That kid
mess.
is about 3 years old.
Jesus
He's about
Christ.
3 or 4. Yeah.
Are we able to get?
Yep.
Dealer looks at you and says,
my spirit animal.
Dealer looks at you and says, "My child's name was Star, but they disappeared without a trace some years ago. It's fine. I've come to terms with it. The carnival has explained the situation to me, and I don't blame them. I appreciate you asking, though. Here, a gift." She reaches in with one tentacle and pulls out the mirrored ball that Vero grabbed earlier and proffers it to you, actually, Luggage, because you were the one who asked. And she
Thank you
proffers you
very
the,
much,
the
pretty kitty.
large mirrored ball.
I'll
You pick it up. It fits in the
I'll-
palm of your hand. It's not so big to you.
Can I tell what it is before opening up my chest cavity and putting it away? Can I examine it, or do I know what it is? Does someone
If
know
I
what
was
it
to
is?
describe it to you, I would simply say disco ball. Looking at it, you don't think it's magic. You think it's just like a disco ball. It just looks like a plaything. It looks like a disco ball that was made to be like played with by like. You think it might have been made to play with by her child, like it was one of her child's toys.
Have a sack.
Alright.
What an
It just
amazing
looks like a
earring
toy.
you've just been gifted.
It doesn't look like anything necessarily. Yeah, special.
Oh, what a great idea! I'll look at in just
God.
dumbfounded shock at my dwarven companion. Go, that is an amazing idea, and just pull loose a thick bit of canvas thread, tie it carefully around through whatever I can do to fashion a net or whatever is needed for this mirror ball,
God.
and then just carefully slot it into a little magnetic section by the side of my head. So I'm now wearing a mirror
Nice.
ball on my non-ear. I will treasure it. Thank you.
My God.
I really hope it's heavy enough to where it tilts your head at all times.
It'll want to be damn heavy to tilt my head.
Dira bids you your farewell as the 5 of you once again make your way out into the carnival grounds. Where would you guys like to go next? What do you guys want to explore? What seems most
I
interesting to you?
Personally want to explore, because I never give up the chance to gamble. I want to go to the snail racing.
The
I'll come with you
snail
if I can ride them.
racing. Okay,
Sounds
ladies and
exciting.
gentlemen. Is everyone okay to go to the snail racing, or is the group going to split up here?
Yes, go.
Oh, I
Okay.
apologize so much. I apologize so much.
So
I have to
Egg
read
was
it
looking to go to the teapot. I'm happy to go to the snail races.
Yes. Very quickly.
What?
I forgot. I'm gonna just so you know, some of the small stalls that you guys saw earlier, like the small little like stall setups that you saw earlier when you were looking for Vera, included something that simply said Goblin Wrestling. Guess the number of feathers. You saw one that just said outstare the Cyclops. One of them was called the Gnomish Poetry Contest and had like the little gnome standing there. You had one that said catch the dragon by the tail. And you had another one called Almirage Ring Toss. You would all know that an Almirage is, imagine a bunny. Now give it a unicorn's horn.
Okay.
Those are
That
just
was a
some
lot
of the
to
things
take
that you
in.
guys saw.
My guy is still
Almirage Ring
distracted
Toss,
by
catch
the
the dragon
goblin
by the tail.
wrestling.
If you want to head back to the Goblin Wrestling, you can.
That is
Oh,
where
you guys,
my guy
there
is
is
going.
so much happening in this carnival.
Yes, if you would have
okay,
mentioned that,
so-
I would have been distracted on the point.
apologize,
So kind of
I
good thing you
should've-
didn't.
As you
yes.
as you look at the Goblin Wrestling, you you see an unarmed goblin wearing nothing but like a pair of jocks, and he is just like slathered up with butter. And as he approaches, you hear him yelling, "Strong folks,
Corn.
test your mettle at a Goblin Wrestle!" As you approach, he looks at you and says, "You there? Will you wrestle?"
Is he pointing to me?
Yeah.
Yes. Who's he talking
I'm
to?
already
'Cause
unbuttoning my
I am-
vest and unbuttoning everything. I'm getting in my jivvies too. We're going at this.
As
I
you're
am metal.
dropping your things, you see a second goblin walks over, picks up the first goblin, puts him on his shoulders, and you appear to be facing two goblins, one on top of the other.
Oh, this
Both
doesn't
of them
seem
look
fair.
ready to go.
This doesn't seem fair.
Okay, so with that, I'm
$10
going
on the
to-
goblins.
I'm gonna put the mirror ball carefully away, take off my tunic, and then put Ranik on my shoulders.
Yes,
Oh,
please.
God. You
I
do
get on
that,
the- I'm still dropping trowel though.
You you drop your pants, climb up on his shoulders, and as you do, the goblin say, "Hey, that's not fair. One of us is half the size of one of you, so two of
Hey,
us makes one of it
2v2.
fair."
No, it said
Make me a
Goblin
persuasion
Wrestle.
check.
Make a
Make
persuasion
me a
check. All right.
persuasion check.
And you said metal, and I am metal.
That one.
That one. He looks at you and says, "I'm not buying it. This is how it works. What's wrong? Can't beat up a couple of little goblins?"
All right, I'm gonna get off Luggage's shoulders and step my way in.
All right, I'm gonna
as you
put
step
my
in,
tunic back on,
the-
tunic back on, and
a third-
replace my earring.
Yep, a third goblin standing in like a little ticket booth, holds his hand out and says, "Have to punch your ticket on the way in."
Okay, then I have to turn around, walk back, go to my pants, pull my ticket out. And have to
I-
change it.
You reach through your pants, going through the pockets, like, where the hell did I put it?
Why is
Is it
everyone
in my
getting
wallet?
naked?
No.
He's in
You
his, he's in
eventually
his
get your
lines. I
ticket
gotta be in my
punched.
loins.
This is Ranik, isn't it, doing this?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
Ranik.
I think I need
Yeah.
to take,
This is
take,
Rick
a,
about to
take a
get
snack
punched by the
nap.
goblin.
You have
Yeah,
had
was that a
one of
euphemism?
your
I'm a
three
bit of a simple robot.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Oh god. Okay, Ranik. You've used one of your 3 punches. You ready yourself up, plant your feet. Could you please go ahead and make me an athletics check up against these 2 little goblins?
Not my strong point.
An unathletic rogue.
That's okay.
Oh, this is good.
It's not for the goblins either.
17.
17. You get ready, Ranik. This bottom goblin charges at you, his little legs pumping with the top one on it. The top one grabs you on your shoulders. As he does, you grab him around his waist, throw him up and over your head, and you hear him hit the ground behind you. You reach down as the bottom goblin wraps himself around one of your legs. You reach down and pick him up by his head. You turn around. You put him on the ground next to his friend and just place one hand on each of their chests. And both of them are, "Yeah, let us up, damn it. Come on." And you just hold both of them on the ground. Fine, we give up. You win. God damn it. As that happens, the goblin in the little booth says, "Congratulations, you've won a prize. Come collect your prize."
All right, I stop holding them. I walk over and go, "Gimme, please."
Could you please roll me 1d8?
And I'm just going to subtly redirect Ranik in the right direction as he's walking the wrong way.
Of course.
Yes. I landed on a
Ranik,
4.
you actually a 4. You are handed a bottle. A small bottle of what looks like wine is put in front of you. The goblin then pulls out a cork, uncorks it, and as he uncorks it, you hear the music from the calliope. That it's like this very melodic carnival music that appears to be played by an orchestra begins to emanate from the bottle of wine, and this nice smell of honey comes with it as he motions the bottle of wine towards you. Congratulations!
So I got
Anyone
the
else want
bottle?
to try their luck at a Goblin Wrestle?
Wait, so did I get the
Yeah, no.
bottle?
Yes.
Yeah, you get a bottle of Witchlight wine. It is already open, so yeah, you can go ahead and
Must be
drink
consumed.
that if you'd like.
Oh, I'm drinking.
Are you slamming?
I slammed the juice.
Goes,
I'm just
goes,
gonna say it.
goes, goes,
Fine,
goes,
sculling it.
goes.
Sculling it.
Do you?
He
Okay,
is
you
Brother Ranik,
down
Brother
the wine
Ranik,
in
Brother
one and
Ranik.
slam
Yes,
the
Brother
bottle on
Ranik,
the
he's
ground.
with us tonight.
As you're drinking it, as you drink it, the music begins to get quieter and quieter until, as the wine goes down, and as it empties, the music disappears,
He's got the music
and you
in
slam
him.
the empty
He's
bottle
got the
back down.
music in him.
Yeah, it's the music inside my stomach now.
The goblin just looks at you and says, "Impressive. Hey, any of you guys want to try your hand at a Goblin Wrestle? Only one punch. It's a good
I just
time.
want this for canonic's sake. I do reclothe. I do put my clothes back on.
I would have look. I didn't need you to specify, but I'm very glad you did.
I know. I thought about it. I'm like, ooh. I don't walk
as
around
is
in my
happening,
underwear.
as is happening, Mizz Snack, as you're watching this Goblin Wrestle, your eyes begin to like glance over to your left, and you are immediately distracted, Mizz Snack, because you see what can only be described as a food cart. And you see people lining up, buying various candies, and various snacks, sweets, and drinks, all of which appear to be served on large flower petals. All of the drinks appear to be in like snail shells. You see one person has like a blue frosted cupcake. One person's drinking like a candied apple on a stick. One person's got like a tart, which is like a pixie tart, which is like a small tart with smaller versions of that tart on top of it, stacked in like a pyramid shape. There's snacks. They have snacks. Just so you're aware.
Are you tempted?
We have no money.
But we have
We have
cards. that can be
tickets.
punched.
Literally how
my-
it
my
appears
fund.
they're not taking money.
about that,
Anyone
sorry.
who goes over hands over a ticket, they punch a ticket and hand them a snack. Everything in this carnival is paid for by
You
punch.
don't pay with money.
I'm just kind
I'm
of.
so going
I'm-
for the snack cart.
Snack. Snack.
Okay, you line up. By the time the goblin thing's finished, you return with your. You get to the front of the line. So one snack is one ticket punch. You obviously have a ticket with 3 punches in it. You can get as many or as few snacks as you'd like. Some of the snacks, the offerings include on the menu: blue frosted cupcake, candied apple on a stick, Euphoria cookie, which they specify is a saucer-sized cookie dusted with
Euphoria
particles
cookie.
of fairy dragon euphoria gas. Evening berry wine, which is a sweet non-alcoholic drink. Fairy bell nectar, which is harvested from a type of flower in the Feywild. Some pixie darts, which are obviously tarts that are stacked with smaller tarts on top. A sugar glazed button mushroom, and also a tree sap lollipop. Do any of those jump out at you?
The tree
I want a
sap lollipop
cupcake,
snap out at me.
please.
You want a cupcake? Okay, you
I want a blue
punch your
cupcake,
ticket,
please.
Mizz, and you receive a cupcake, a blue cupcake with blue frosting. It tastes like blueberry.
And how big is this compared to her?
I
and,
forget she's a fairy all the
it
time.
is Ms. Cupcake. You're about 1.5 feet tall. They go to hand you the cupcake. The cupcake is big. It says cupcake. They just go to hand you a box with a cake in it. It's just a cake, like a full-size cake. They go to hand it to you. As you grab it, it shrinks down to be relative to your size. So whatever you're holding it's relative to your size.
That's awesome.
That's how fairies work to make sure that the game
That both makes
people
me
can play.
happy and sad at the same
No
time.
Okay, so
shares,
anytime
like
you hand or
magic?
stuff it.
No sharesy.
Well, I'm pretty sure if you
but
let
yeah,
go of it, it
you-
goes back
you
up
are-
to size.
You are given this cake and also just a fork, like a plastic fork, to just hook in.
Does it have less calories if it's
She's-
smaller?
She's not going to need the fork. Let's be real here.
I don't know, actually. I'll have to look into the calories question.
It's going to be like.
Um,
How barbaric.
Have
so
you
the
not
other
seen her
games
eat
were-
snacks?
I have seen her eat snacks, but it's a damn cake. I would hope that you would pull the stops for the fork that you were given. But hey, I don't judge.
Who
So,
needs a fork?
some of-
There's
Some
an
of
egg.
your
Except the
small
cakes.
carnival games,
Sorry, boss.
if any of you wanted to go for any of the other small carnival games, they were the Almirage Ring Toss, Catch the Dragon by the Tail, the Gnome Poetry Contest, Goblin Wrestling, Guess the Number of Feathers, and Outstare the Cyclops.
The Cyclops
Do
one.
any of you
sounds
want to
fun,
do any
not
of
gonna
those, or do you
lie.
want to go back to your bigger attractions? Because there's lots of stuff. To
I
do.
think luggage would be really good at outstare the
Cyclops.
With not
Cyclops.
having eyelids.
Yep.
I already done something, so you guys can do stuff. I'm perfectly content by being mesmerized by the cake that I just saw shrink.
I am happy to
back
go
off.
with the will of the group.
Oh, after seeing the cake shrink, I try to hand Mizz one of my. I pull a dagger out of my one of my sheaths and just hand it to her, see if it will shrink.
Jeez. Yep. Okay.
Got my
You do also have
cupcake. I
the
don't have
snail
any
racing,
hands
yes.
available.
As Ranik tries to
You
do that, I'm
hand
just
it to
going
her,
to
it
slap him
shrinks.
by the wrist and go, "She is a fairy, not a carnival toy."
Oh,
Putting the
God.
point towards her. Give me the damn cake.
Go get your own.
I was joking. I wasn't even in character voice.
Where
I
shall
just
we
got
go
called
next?
a toy.
That's a
Companions?
great
So
question,
you guys
Briefcase, my fine
were
friend.
interested in the bubble pop. You also had the snail racing was another one that jumped out at you.
Snail racing sounds interesting, I must admit.
Nobody wants to go fly on dragonflies.
We
I mean, it's
have nothing
It
but time. But
Yeah,
yeah,
you do.
I only got 35 minutes.
that is true.
Oh, it's also been about an hour since you got here, by the way. By the time you guys do your
Okay.
Goblin Wrestle, it's been
Cool.
about an hour. You know you guys don't actually have anything but time. You know the carnival only goes for 8 hours. There is a time limit.
Well, then let's go to the dragonfly
Oh.
one. Because I
We
already
are
did.
close
I
to
already
the
did my one.
Dragonfly.
review.
You are.
Hang on. Sorry.
It's amazingly accurate for a senseless of direction like champion that you are. I'm very close.
Before we move on, we are currently. Where are all these carnival rides? Are they at the next to the big top? Is that what you said?
If only we had a map.
They're all
Oh,
around.
wait.
If you look at
I'm looking
if
at
you
the
look at the
map.
map,
In
they're
the
all
big
spread
top.
around.
We had a
Where
map.
you are at the moment, where the
Okay,
carousel
so
is, everything
where's
around
the
the
Goblin
carousel
Wrestling?
is them. They're all happening around the
Yeah,
carousel.
we're-
If
I
you look
see.
at the
So
actual
right
map,
next
you'll
to
see
the
the carousel in the
Dragonfly
center.
rides. Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
dragonfly rides and
as
the
was my
50
wonder that our
orchard
senseless
rules
of
stuff.
direction like champion pointed this out.
Yeah. No worries. Okay. I am happy with the will of the group. The Dragonfly rides are nearby. Let's make a fairies day.
Wait, what?
Okay,
Well,
you all begin
You
to
wanna
walk
go
on
to
the
the
go
Dragonfly
there,
ride?
my fine
dragonfly
friend.
ride.
I wonder if they'll have a dragonfly big enough for you.
I would just like to see
As
a
you wander
dragonfly.
over, As you wander over, you see huge lily pads rest on the surface of a pool glistening with phosphorescent algae. Sorry, words are not agreeing with me right now. Giant dragonflies use the lily pads as landing platforms, buzzing loudly overhead with wings as brilliant as stained glass windows, and alighting briefly to drop off and pick up excited passengers. Near the entrance, a small smiling tree turns your way and beckons you over. The same red squirrel that you saw earlier in the day clings to its leafy canopy, peering at you happily. This is the same tree that you saw earlier, wandering through the area. He beckons you over with a big hand,
It's
sort
the
of.
squirrel tree.
It's the squirrel tree. As you wander over, the tree looks at you and says, "Hello. Would you like to go for a ride on a dragonfly?"
I whip my head towards Snack.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, who would like to go
What
for
say
a
you,
ride
Drake?
on a dragonfly?
Albert?
Oh, pick
I'll
me!
hold it.
Pick
I'll-
me!
I'll hold everybody's things that are going to go on.
I-
Oh, hell no. My cupcake is coming with me.
Damn it!
The
I would
tree
just
man
like
looked
to
and said,
see the joy on your
"I'm
faces as
afraid-"
you ride on a dragon.
Mizz saw through my
turns to you,
ruse.
Snack, and says, "I'm afraid that we gotta strap you into the dragonfly's saddle for legal reasons, safety and all that. And I'm also afraid that you gotta hold on to the reins the entire time. I'm afraid you can't be bringing the cake along. I'd be happy to watch it though, or so would Red." You see the squirrel standing like on the edge of one of these branches. Reaches out and says, "Yeah, I'll be happy to watch it for you, mate."
Or
Hell
or-
no. It's going to Luggage.
I just open up my chest piece and allow Racer to fly her cake to safety before
I
closing
wanted to
it
try to
behind her.
slide a hand that out of there.
You
Cupcake is
place
on a
the cake
luggage.
inside and shut your chest. You realize when you put the cake down, the cake does not return to normal size when you put it down. It is a sole possession of you, which means it remains its normal size. So,
Yeah.
who would like? There are 8 dragonflies. 3 of them are currently taken, so there are enough dragonflies for all of you. Who would like to go on a dragonfly ride? Obviously, Mizz Snack is, I take it.
hell
Is anyone
yes.
else?
No, I'm gonna stay behind. I'm gonna watch.
Albert would like to go.
Albert, yep. So Albert,
Yep.
you do your first card punch. Anyone else?
Parcel, my friend and journeyman through life. What say you?
I will happily hold your goods while I watch you ride a dragon. Peaceful flame.
You are a wonderful man. Well, sort of. Man-like creature. You are wonderful,
He's some.
nonetheless. I shall ride.
He's certainly a
I'm going to whip my
humanoid.
hair back and forth.
Okay. So Zenfire, you're going as well, are you?
Yes, please.
Marvelous. So the 3 of you are taken over to your dragonfly. You do dragonfly. As you get closer, you do notice that the tree, also wearing those fake butterfly wings, has strapped to one of the part of the harness for that a name, and that name is Northwind.
Can you say the name again?
Northwind leads you over
North.
to the dragonflies. Northwind.
Crying.
Northwind. Cool.
He leads you over to the dragonflies as 3. He waves a hand over, and 3 of them and sit down. He helps each of you onto your dragonfly. At which point, he makes sure you're all properly strapped into the saddles, shows you how to hold the reins and that, and says, "Okay, now don't try to take your dragonfly anywhere you're not meant to go. Just let the ride happen, and if you want a little bit longer, hey, I'm not gonna say anything to the boss. Okay, you guys have fun now." As the 3 of you sit on your
They know we're
dragonflies,
messing with
one
the
by
cool
one,
guys.
starting with Mizz as this little like you just hear Mizz let this little like excited squeal as the 3 of you take off. The dragonflies begin to sort of fly around the area, up and over the carousel. Every now and again, they come down to land on the large lily pads and let you guys have a look into the water. Anytime you guys land on a lily pad, you look down and looking into the water, you see different things. You see sometimes it's beautiful giant fish. At one point you land and you see what looks like a human staring up at you with this massive smile, giving you a wave. It's a very strange lake that you're flying over. As that's happening, those of you on the bank, Luggage and Ranik, the others, all of the sound for the other 3 is drowned out by the constant buzzing of the dragonfly's wing. But the 3 of you, his shouts begin to erupt from over the lake. You can see what looks like a middle-aged dwarf with a beard that has been dyed bright blue sits in his harness, in his saddle, but it looks like he's been unharnessed. He's bouncing all over the place. He's only actually got one hand holding onto the reins. He looks like he's about to fall off, and the dragonfly is just panically flying all around the place. It's darting between buildings and up and over the carnival. This man is screaming in fear right now. Would either of you like to do anything?
So he's over the lake.
At
just
the
to clarify,
moment, but
we
every
can
now and
hear
again
him
he's
from the other dragonfly, or they can hear him from the shore.
no.
or the
You
bank?
guys,
It's the
they
3
can
of
hear
us
him from
on
the
the
shore.
shore.
You can't hear him from the dragonfly, I'm afraid.
Roger that.
Anyone on a
Okay.
dragonfly cannot hear him.
So who's
Then-
on it? It's Luggage. So it's myself and Ranik because the other 3 went on the dragonflies.
Yes.
Is that correct?
It is, yes. It is Luggage and
Oh, we're
Ranik.
having a grand
at the
old
moment.
time.
You guys are having a great
I'm-
time. It's very peaceful. It's like a kid's. It's clearly meant to be like a kid's ride, but it's fun. It's
Yep.
enjoyable.
Then he's over the water, right?
No. So at the moment, he was when you first heard him yell, but the dragonfly flew out and is now he's sort of up and over where the carousel is maybe 10 feet above the ground, like above the actual like top of the carousel, which is about 20, 30 feet up. Enough that if he fell, he'd hurt himself.
Okay. I'm gonna try to walk over there and try to somewhat calm the dragonfly down. I don't know how I'm gonna do that, but
Okay, you run
Try to
over.
help
Go
him.
ahead and
I'm gonna go to assistance, and I'm gonna add my
Okay.
assistance to the animal handling that's about to take place, or whatever it is.
yeah, okay. Ranik, go ahead and make me an animal handling check, and with the assistance of your friend, you can go ahead and do that with advantage if you would like.
all right. My first one's a 7, thank you,
Marvelous.
and my second one's a 15.
A 15 and a 7. Okay, you.
I didn't see any.
At one point, the dragonfly ducks low. The two of you manage to sort of get on either side of it as it ducks low, and you sort of just put your hands out to stop it. It spins around. The dragonfly like spins around and goes to duck out away from you. But your wonderful friend Luggage is standing behind you, and when you spin back around, like it's spinning around, it's panicking. Luggage, you reach in and pull out a small bit of the cake and proffer it to it, and the dragonfly slowly just sort of lands and walks over to you and eats the cake. In that moment, Ranik, you grab the dwarf on the back and pull him off the back of the dragonfly before the dragonfly pew and takes off again without the dwarf on it this time. And the dragonfly
Awesome.
begins to head back in the direction of the lake.
Well
The
played,
dwarf sort of
people.
on the ground is
Nicely
Thank
done,
you.
friend Ranik.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh god. Thank you. Oh my god, I thought I was gonna die. Oh jeez, this place is oh god, it's amazing here. That was so much fun. Jesus, that was amazing. That was so exciting. Thank you. Thank you. He says all this while slowly just walking away from you.
He's an
He just very
adrenaline
casually
junkie.
You're-
he just
you're
walks.
welcome.
You see, he's walking back towards the
And-
dragonfly ride.
No, don't get back on it.
Friend Rennick, perhaps we should go and wait for our friends and warn them of the dangers of some of these rides.
Just quick question: was it all of the cake that was given to the dragonfly?
The,
No,
they
just a
said
tiny
broke
bit.
off a part, and the
Not
cake
enough.
is now safely back away. I only broke
Yeah,
off a
when
little
you
bit.
broke it off, when he
Get away
grabbed
from
it
the
and broke it
cake.
off, that he broke off a tiny little crumb, but that crumb grew to its normal size, which became like a handful, enough that he could like calm it down, but not enough that Mizz would ever notice. You know, like
Okay.
that nice middle ground between enough to calm him down and my friend doesn't want to murder me
The
for stealing
fact
her
that
stickers.
I know nobody will tell me that annoys me.
Yeah,
You just have to wait
good,
and
isn't
see.
it? Um,
Oh, you
Okay,
won.
so-
If I was there, I would tell you because I can't keep secrets. But
So when we get,
No, no,
have
you
weren't
they finished the
there.
ride? Because I'd love to have a chat to the tree, if we've got time.
I'll say you
before
have a
the
little
ride
bit of time.
finishes.
Sure, I'll say you have a little bit of time to
Here
chat
we
to
go,
Northwind.
Spar talking to NPCs again.
I would just like to say to Northwind, is there anywhere that one might find something which has been lost the last time the carnival came to town? You seem like a very helpful soul with what you were giving out, you and your red squirrel
Well,
friend.
Have you tried Lost and Found? They have a lot of lost stuff. A lot of lost
We have
children.
tried. We did try Lost and Found,
Mhm.
and we found some lost children, but unfortunately that is not what we lost.
I don't know. I mean, why'd you lose?
And
If I knew what you lost, I might be able to help.
I've been told. I mean, looking at me, I'm sure it comes as a shock, but I've been told I've lost my sense of fashion the last time the carnival was here.
Oh yeah, mate, that's pretty obvious, isn't it? The squirrel comes down from the branches. Sense of fashion, that's a weird one. Never heard of anyone losing their bloody sense of fashion when they came in, but I don't know. Northwind sort of. Have you considered talking to Mr. Witch and Mr. Light? They might know.
Where can we
Uh,
find them?
Mm.
I don't know. Sometimes they're in the staff quarters. Sometimes they're in the big top. They're kind of everywhere. Just ask around. They'll pop up. You know the old, you don't find them, they find you. That's kind of menacing now that I think about it.
Guard your tickets.
I do not know that
Sorry,
one,
were
but
you still
now
here?
I do. Thank you both. And friend Squirrel, what is your name?
Oh, yeah, mate. I'm
Mr.
Red. How you doing?
Miss? Red Squirrel?
Good to meet ya.
What is your name?
Red.
Oh, just Red.
Red, that
Red
is
works.
a rather unique
I
name.
wonder what would happen
Nice
if
to
you
meet
gave
you.
that squirrel caffeine.
He
Oh, please. We
stands
don't need
up,
over the hedge
sort of
memes right now.
hikes up his fur and put the hand out to shake yours.
And I will,
Just
I will shake
Red
it
sort
with
of
the
hikes up
smallest
the pants he's not
one of my
wearing, like
fingers.
pretends to. Yeah, he shakes your hand very hardly. He sort of sits there and says,
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
I don't know, Mr. Witch and Mr. Light might know, but there's nothing Mr. Light likes more than to see us smiling faces, you know? If the carnival's happy, Mr. Light's happy. Mr. Witch, on the other hand, I don't know. Maybe just
thought
go
it was
chat to
Mrs.
him.
Witch.
Did you know they're not the original Did you know they're not the original owners of the carnival? Huh, kind of weird that. They're not even from the Feywild like the
No.
rest of us, but it doesn't matter. We're all one big happy family here. I'm so lonely.
Oh, can we help you with your loneliness?
That's just something weird to put
Not
in this
really. Are you a tree person?
You seem so happy, and then got so sad. I am not, but if I find one or meet one, you are my first talking tree. I will definitely let
Oh,
them
I
know of your
apologize. See,
existence.
yeah, but you know, different races show emotions in different ways. So when I'm crying, I'm more or less indifferent, and when I'm smiling, I'm basically breaking down inside. I need help.
Oh, that is. If we
Have a
find
wonderful
any way
time
to give
at
it,
the
we will
Witchlight
pass it
Carnival.
along to you.
Humans do that too.
Can I give the tree a hug?
He's big.
A
He is
gentle
like,
hug.
yeah, you reach over and you give him a hug. Oh, thank you. He has this like dopey expression at all times, but he is also a tree, so any expression is impressive. The ride ends at about now, and Northlight gives you a curt smile and bids his farewells to you. What would the group like to do? What's
Fare thee well.
next?
Are we still flying around
Why?
on Dragonflies?
No, you guys land now and rejoin the others.
Okay, cool.
So when they get back, I'm going to say this. So while we were talking to the, what was it again? What was his names?
Northwind.
Red and Light.
Northwind.
Red,
Northwind and
Red the squirrel and
Red and Northwind.
Northwind the tree.
They said that for us to find Witch and Light. Light will come around if you're having smiles. He likes to see smiles. So here's my thought, because we're here to get our stuff, our traits back. Either we can make a ruckus, or we just have a lot of fun.
We can make a rucksack. We already have one.
No,
Ruckus. A fuss.
Oh well,
I have nothing to top that.
having
Damn
fun
it.
sounds.
I think that we've already started with joy, seeing just the happiness that was on Snack's face as she rode that dragonfly, the sheer elation when Ranik wrestled two naked goblins. I believe if we can find
They
3
weren't
more happy
naked.
places, what more could Mr. Light want? Also, just to fill you in, Snack, we had to borrow 1 small crumb of your cupcake to rescue.
Why would you tell her that?
To rescue a
Oh,
dwarven
hell
Why?
nah.
to rescue a dwarven gentleman from a dragonfly from near
Freaking
death.
snitch.
As we find our happy place,
This just get stitches.
please be aware of the risks. I think if you
I'm not
inspect your
paying
cake,
for the new
you will
snack.
find that it is a very small amount that was missing. And I'll open up the chess piece to show her what you said was an impersonal little crumb that was used.
As you guys are standing there,
And then
having
quickly
this
close
conversation,
it before Ranik steals it.
Oh, I'm done trying to steal
as
it.
you guys are having this conversation, You're standing there when all of a sudden you hear "Ribbit" from behind you, very loudly, and you all turn to see a frog like a bright blue frog with giant orange eyes sitting on the ground staring up at you all. Ribbit. Ribbit.
Hypnotoad.
I
The
ribbit
frog
back
begins
at him.
jumping up and down. It jumps up and down a couple of times and then turns and it like hops 2 or 3 times away from you guys and then looks back at you. Ribbit. And like uses like one of its legs to motion you and then turns again. Ribbit. And it jumps a couple more steps and then looks back at you to see if you're following it. Ribbit.
Uh-oh.
Fly
I
the
give
frog.
I start following.
Does anybody speak frog, perchance?
Yes, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
if
ribbit
you
back to him.
speak.
It wants us to follow it. That's. That's what
But yeah,
it's saying.
let's follow the frog.
Do you guys? Okay, you follow the frog.
Will
So
you
I
stop
wanna
waving
follow
shiny
Hypnotoad.
things in front of the impulsive person? Jesus Christ.
it's so easy
Look,
to
I'm
lead you
easily
guys
distracted.
around.
He distracted me. I'm
Oh,
just playing to my
no.
trait.
You're the
Uh,
one that's like, oh, I want to
immediately-
interrogate everyone.
Ranik is off straight away to follow this frog. Ranik, the frog leads you to an area on the map known as the Feasting Orchard. You can see that music and mirth radiate from this area of the park. The heady scent of flowers, mead, and berry pie waft through the air. Stilt walkers pluck fruit from trees around you. Musicians drum, pipe, and strum in every conceivable direction. And everywhere there is singing, dancing, and an inordinate and quite frankly unbelievable amount of custard. As you approach, yeah,
Can I get
Custard.
custard swimming?
As you approach, the frog hops over to a rock, like it was like a closed clam over near the main pie area in the center, where sitting on a little rock is a gnome. You can see that she is sitting cross-legged, not dressed as elegantly as the other Witchlight hands. She wears simple brown pants with brown boots. She wears like a short sleeve green shirt with a nice brown and green vest over the top. She looks not old, but certainly one of the older people you've seen here. She has, like sort of a messy sort of bun up the top with a few strands hanging down over her face, and these bright green piercing eyes. Like her eyes almost seem to glow with this green that matches the rest of her outfit. As she sits there, she has like a schwarm in her lap that she plucks away at, and the frog ribbit and hops up into her lap, curls up, and begins to and just goes to sleep because
Just
apparently
knocked out.
frogs
Just get zonked. All right.
Told you,
the bard
Hypnotoad.
looks up at the group of you and says, "Hello,
Is this in
Hello
common?
there.
I see you
Wait, are we in a bar?
found your way. No, you are at the what? You look around. It looks like a pie eating contest is happening around you.
I see.
It looks like
Oh,
you
Luggage needs to get in on that.
You guys are in the Feasting Orchard area, right at the top of your map. The bard looks at you and says, "Hello. It appears you found your way here quite well." You all
Why'd
look
you
a
send
bit
your frog to
confused.
get us? Why'd you send your frog to get us?
You said
Well-
bard, right? Yeah.
Yeah, bard.
Primarily because you hadn't found your way here yet. You were taking your bloody times.
Have you not seen the
Yeah.
stalls?
Jeez.
Well,
Jeez, Ranik,
yes,
what are
but
you
when
doing?
someone gives you tickets for something, it's customary to come and say thank you, isn't it?
Are you the one who gave us the tickets?
I never said such a thing.
Hmm.
Oh,
I simply
Right,
said it's
who did-
customary to say thank you.
May we
She winks at you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
may we inquire as to your name?
Of
What's your handle?
course you
you
can.
just did.
That's
She stares at you
semantics. What is your
With
name?
a smile. Oh, apologies. My name is Eliwick. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
And you, Eliwig.
So, Eliwick, can you tell us any way of finding light and wizard?
Which?
Which?
Light and Witch.
Who's dyslexic
Where?
now?
Mr. Light and Mr.
The
Witch.
witch.
If you can't tell, I'm staring daggers at you right now, Mizz.
Well, you have a few ways. The first one is to be the person who ends up being crowned the Witchlight monarch. That would be handy. They come out for that ceremony. They're around, but if I was to point you in the direction of one specific person who can make your way there, go find Burley. He might be of use to you.
And where would I find Burley?
You find him in the staff area. In front of Mr. Witch and Mr. Light's personal quarters. He's their guard, but he's lost some things of his own, shall we say, and he has some questions to ask. Quite useful.
Another
to a group like
question.
yours. Yes?
Now, how do I get this crown?
How do I
Well-
become the monarch of the fair?
Technically, no one picks it. The Witchlight Vein, the wand staff thing that Mr. Light uses to help run the carnival, picks, but, well, if I was to let you in on a little secret that not many know, it actually just picks the person who spread the most joy at the carnival. And can I say, your group is already doing quite fantastically, despite having only been here for a short time. Just keep enjoying the carnival. I'm sure things will turn out. Worst case scenario, after the closing ceremony, if you still haven't found what you're looking for, come and see me. I
Alright.
can help you get where you need to be. I mean,
Well, thank you so
technically,
much,
right
Elliot.
here is where you need
Thank
to be,
you for your
but
time.
What's the
offer.
bard's name?
Ellie Wink.
Ellie
Ellie
Wink or Wick?
That's Miss
Wick.
Gnome.
Wick. Ellie
Is
Wick.
Ellie Wick, isn't it?
Yeah, the gnome is Eliwick, the bard.
Wickmeister.
Okay.
Yeah, just because there's a name
the
doesn't mean you
meantime-
need to put Meister at the end.
In the meantime, would any of you like to participate in a eating contest?
Miss.
I
No, luggage.
I
Luggage,
believe
yeah,
that
luggage. You do it. You literally
my-
cannot be.
Luggage.
No, I can't. My good friend Miss Snack would like me to partake, and I believe that would bring her joy. I would love to take part in your eating contest.
Marvelous. Head over to the building over there, and she points to
Here.
the building just behind her. Have them punch your ticket, and good luck.
Okay. Now I do have a question. Is there a crowd gonna be like they're gonna be eating in front of a crowd?
If people would like to watch, they are welcome to, of course.
Well, this is me asking the DM. Sorry, I need to decide on a character.
Yes, it looks like there are
Right.
people who are watching.
Okay. Is there a way I can start on-site gambling?
Oh,
I've been waiting for
You
this.
see
Hey.
a very,
I really started it with the Goblin
you
Wrestling.
do see a very big sign that says "No gambling." You can certainly try though if you want.
It's
Uh,
kind of
look around at
reductive.
Crowd. The crowd is mostly like children and like older people who are there like watching like the adults or like some teenagers and that like eat. Like it doesn't look like it, like you look at the crowd and you're like, this does not look like a crowd who is going to gamble. But you can certainly try.
I think I'll wait to do that endeavor.
do you have a
I don't want
gambling
to steal candy
problem?
from babies.
So luggage, you're going to go and punch your ticket and participate in the eating contest.
I believe that would bring our party great joy. Yes.
Absolutely
walk
will
over.
shopping bag, my fine friend.
Punch your ticket, and you are led by a young lady wearing the same butterfly wings as everyone else over to... Oh, noticeable thing about Eliwick Tumblestrom. You know that all of the Witchlight hands, the people who work here, wear the fake butterfly wings. She wasn't. Just a little note there for you. But a young woman wearing those same butterfly
What's with the
wings,
butterfly
painted
wings?
and dressed exuberantly, leads you. It's just part of their
Beautiful.
work attire. Everyone just seems to wear them. They're just fake. None of them can fly as far as you can wear. They're just like fake wooden or cardboard wings, painted nicely. You are led over to your seat, luggage, and the competition begins. Would anyone else like to participate in this eating contest?
I couldn't possibly. I have seen my friend knapsack, pack it away, and I couldn't possibly compete.
I
Okay.
I have not only chugged a sugary juice and wine. My stomach is not in the best of places to be scarfing.
Just while this is happening, I'm just going to gently touch the sides of my jaw and let it unhinge.
Oh,
So it's now about
boy.
4 times the
When
size
I-
as it was previously.
When I see that, I just start cheering. Just, yeah!
Um,
I am going to be
as
the
far
best
as you can
cheerleader.
tell, this is not a how fast can you eat, but how much can you eat contest.
I am ready.
So, you sit down at the table with your the 3 other contestants that you will be battling it out with this day. You see, sitting opposite you is an older man, maybe in his mid to late 50s, wearing a simple white shirt, big old smile on his face. You can see he has his ticket in like his top pocket, and this is like clearly his 3rd punch. He's done for the day. This is what he decided to do with it. You can see like there's like some kids and like a few other clearly family members cheering him on from the side. You see sitting beside him is a cat, not a tabaxi like a cat person, just a cat. It's just a cat, like a black and white dapple cat. The cat looks at you and just gives you a curt nod and just continues waiting. Sitting
nod
beside you, you're like, You hear from beside you a familiar voice just say, "Oh, hi! What are you doing here?" You look down to see Vero, the young boy who was scarfing chocolate earlier. He's still covered head to toe in chocolate. His shirt is wet. He just smells like juice and regret. He sits at the table beside you. We're gonna eat. It's gonna be good. You see that the table
Young
in the
sticky
center
child Vero,
is
it is good to
piled
see you
high
again.
with small glazed cupcakes, each filled with a dollop of berry custard. Sorry, no, it is as many as you can eat in 60 seconds. Okay?
Oh,
So,
boom.
are you ready? So the way this is
Just
going to work
like
is you
being
can
Oh,
eat
trained
I'm
a
at
so
shit in
cupcake.
your
ready.
mouth.
So you can eat a cupcake in 3 seconds. Okay? You have to, so you essentially get 20 chances to eat a cupcake, and every time you do, you will need to make a Constitution saving throw to not proceed to vomit up cupcake.
Are you
Despite being, I'm going to give you
serious?
advantage. I'm going to give you advantage on the Constitution checks because you are a
So,
Warforged.
Ranik,
Okay.
Is there
Ranik,
any- oh, he already has
a
advantage,
clearing
so-
cry,
hang
Ranik,
on,
is
can
cupcake
I-
sandwich.
Can I say too that I have a resistance to poison as well and immunity from disease?
This is not poison damage. This is a different type of damage.
Okay.
You will see as we
Just thought I'd
go.
check.
What happens.
You
This
ruined
specific
my
thing
cunning
has become
plan.
infamous in the D&D community. So, you 3, 2, 1. Everyone begins scarfing down cupcakes. Everyone else grabs cupcake from the top. Vero just grabs cupcakes from the bottom, and the tower just collapses. Could you please go ahead and make me your first, we'll say,
I was ready
5
to start.
Constitution saving throws?
Yep.
You succeed on a 10, so just basically make the
Sure,
5,
I was
tell
ready
me
to
how
just
many
tip the whole try.
And just remember, anytime you fail, you get to roll again.
Gotcha. All right. Jesus. You said I could re-roll any fails? Good.
Yeah, because you have advantage.
Yep. Thank you.
You have advantage, yeah.
Yep, so I passed the first one.
Which cupcake sandwich?
14.
Yep, passed the first one with a 14.
Pass the first one, yep. Yep, next one.
I was ready to just tip the whole tray down my gob.
I'd love to see that.
He did unhinge his
All
jaw.
right, second one on a 10. Yeah, that's right. So I'm just throwing these cupcakes down. I'm not even chewing them. I'm just dropping them down
Yeah,
the,
you're just, that is
the hole,
straight
and
into
my
your
head,
mouth,
is
man.
tilted back. I'm just a garbage chute. Okay, so a 3. That was a 22. That one's well and truly saved. I've done the first 3.
Yep. Just keep going, man, till
4.
we get to 5.
Reroll.
Success. fail.
No, I'm saying I've passed the first 4.
Oh.
Yeah. And the
Oh,
last
okay, yep.
one. Yep, and the last one's going to be an 18. So yes, I've done the first 5.
You begin shoveling into your mouth. You watch as Vero beside you unhinges his jaw like the little monster he is. You would think he'd have to, as he just begins shoving them in. The old man begins halving them down, but can't quite keep up. Every now and again, you see him sort of, oh god. You see the cat just very casually starts to just take small bites out of one in front of him. The cat seems very unbothered by what's going on. You assume that the cat doesn't know what's going on because it's a cat.
I thought it would be a smart
okay,
cat.
could you?
It did nod to me though.
Could you please roll me your next 5?
Oh my goodness. All right. Yeah, that's 1 for 17.
Oh, this poor old man.
When the DM says this poor old man, it makes me worried for the dude.
Please let him spew on the cat.
Oh yes.
Oh, thank goodness I get a Constitution bonus. 2 is 10. We're 2 for 2 so far.
2 for 2s.
At this point, I'm just tipping the tray and funneling it
Yeah, man.
down.
Oh, there's no
3
tray anymore.
for 3. That's
Vero
16.
grabbed from the bottom of the tower, and they are just all over the table.
Bloody Vero.
Vero
Alright,
is
I'm
a
just scooping.
menace.
I'm basically just scooping them up then and dropping them. 4 is 17. All right, one more.
One more.
Why can't I roll this well during combat?
I know you're using all your good rolls, dude.
All right, and 5 is 18. Yeah,
Worth
so
it.
pass the next 5 as well.
Easy. You smash him in. As you do, you look over at the cat, and the cat's doing cat stuff. He's cleaning himself on the table. He seems very unbothered. He seems full. He's eaten like half a cupcake. The old man, Vero beside you is matching you cupcake for cupcake. You see him stop every now and again, so like, no, I'm good, and just keeps going. The old man, though, you see him sort of stop, and there's a brief moment where you look over at him as you shove one into your mouth, and the old man stops and looks at you and, oh no. And as he opens his mouth and
Oh,
goes
no.
to vomit, you watch as just butterflies spew from his mouth and just disperse into the air around you and take off. The old man sort of, what? Oh, that was weird. I'm out.
I'll
the old
dip
man
too after I
is
just
out.
throw butterflies. There's only so
Next
much of a
round.
psyche can take.
Let's go.
Oh,
Come on, Spar.
goodness.
Go
Oh,
ahead
how
and do
many
your
of these?
5
So another
you've got there.
5.
Another 5.
Come on,
yeah, man.
Spar. Roll your heart out.
Righto. Oh, this is so many rolls.
You
Yeah.
Oh,
you're
thank
trying to eat
goodness for
20 cupcakes.
thank goodness for advantage, because that was a 1. Thank goodness for advantage. Let's do that again.
This cat is also rolling weird. Oh no, there the cat goes. Never mind, I take that back.
Okay, so I've
cat takes
failed
4
1 out of the 5. My first fail.
1. Yep.
1 failed.
Okay. You're gonna
Yep.
go. I'm gonna go ahead. You're gonna
1
take some damage
fail.
from that one then. You
Second one's
take 3
passed.
points of custard.
Okay.
Yep. You take 3 points of custard damage.
Serious.
Yep. 3
All
points
right,
of
I'll
custard.
pass the next one.
Don't you have
Damage.
custody?
I'm
as
sure
your-
I'm
high's a
not
little
even
bit
joking.
crashing.
That is that is a type of damage they invented for this book for this one
Pass the
dumb
third one.
joke.
Are you serious? Custard?
That's
Yep.
funny.
Custard damage.
Oh,
I already love
Custard
this. I love
damage.
it so much. Come on.
oh, natural 20,
Yes!
23.
Yes,
Oh,
Spar.
custard
You
damage be gone.
you have a brief
Yeah.
moment of like like you can feel one of them like hit you, but you're like you push through. You see Vero
Breaks us
locks
away.
eyes with you in like this stare as he just is smashing down cupcakes. The cat, you look over at the cat and you can see that at some point a tally appeared. The cat was doing well. The cat apparently ate 10 cupcakes before the cat starts doing that like arching his back, clearly about to vomit. As it vomits, you just see a bunch of glitter spew out onto the table. And the cat sort of just reaches
What is
down
it,
and
a
starts
glitter
eating
ball?
the glitter. It just sort of starts eating the glitter and nom 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 nom.
Oh,
The cat just climbs down from the
I
table
wish
and
our
wanders
cats
off
would do
in
that
a
with their
direction.
vomit.
Oh, that'd be good, wouldn't it?
failed
It's
another
just
2
you and
rolls, my
Vero
man.
left.
Yeah, I was just waiting for him to finish. No, I failed 2 total. So I passed. So you gave me damage for one of the failed rolls. I failed the second one.
Oh, you
I
failed
just was
2.
waiting for you to
Okay.
finish your description of the cat.
Sorry, that is another 5 points of
Yeah.
custard damage. You have to
Unless
take
the
out then,
natural
please.
20.
Ooh, 8
Yeah.
points of custard
5?
damage.
Holy crap! I'm gonna need.
You
to
might
cast
need the
heal on
heals.
myself. Yeah. Can I heal in the middle of this eating contest? Holy shit!
I'm afraid not. Custard damage is
Oh, okay, yep.
unhealable.
No.
What?
No,
Brutal.
it's a joke
that's
damage. Don't worry,
fine.
it'll be sorted.
Okay.
Custard damage can't be. Custard damage. Custard
I'm
causes
good. I'm
permanent
good. Yeah,
damage.
I'm ready.
If you
I'm
go
ready
down,
when you are.
if you go down while eating custard,
Okay,
you go
go
into a
ahead,
sugar
Spar.
coma.
How
Oh,
are
I'm
we doing
scared.
there? Luggage? I've rolled Vero. You might win this.
Oh, it's gonna be tough. I'm still going. So I'm rerolling.
You can't give up
for damage.
now.
I'm not. I
Go
got this.
luggage.
Oh,
Go
I just rolled up a
luggage.
19. Okay, one
Go
fail.
luggage.
I haven't done them all
Go
yet though.
luggage.
So 1 failed.
Yeah, I just start lifting my hands, like trying to pump up the crowd and the crew to. Yep, natural
Yep.
20, so I passed that one.
Woo!
I just want to see you stand up and like Frank the Tank it, like the crowd up. Yeah.
Passed the third one.
And when I woke up this
Honestly.
morning at 7 o'clock on the dot, I didn't think I'd be sitting here cheering for somebody to eat cupcakes.
Hey, come
on.
Look,
I'd be taking.
I told you guys what
damage.
this adventure was going to be. I gave you guys
All right,
warning.
thank goodness for advantage. Let's go that one again.
There will not
I'm
be
not
a single
complaining, Jay.
serious
It's just I'm shocked. I'm not complaining. I love it.
It's good. It's good.
Oh, 2 fails. I got
Any
one
other
more, I
custard
got one
damage
more.
being taken?
Yeah, hang on. I will have 2 more lots of
One
custard
more.
damage, but at least
Oh
let me
my
see if I get
God.
to the third one.
Your custard cup will
It
run us
landed on a
over.
corner and it lit up the 17 and the 3, but it gave me the 3. Okay, so I definitely passed 3 out of the 5. 1 was janky, but I'll take the loss.
Okie dokie.
So I definitely
So-
passed 3 out of the 5. 1 was a bit wonky, but I'll take the loss.
I'll let you re-roll.
2 more
I'll-
damage.
I'll
Just
let
keep in mind,
you
I've only got
re-roll that one
11
if you want to
HP.
re-roll the wonky.
Alright,
I'll
one
let
more
you
I
time.
re-roll
would
the
if that's
wonky
okay,
one
because that
if you
was
want.
really bizarre.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and redo it.
And that's
man. It's all good.
look, it landed on the 17 this time. Yeah. passed it.
Okay,
So
yeah.
I failed 1.
So just the
passed
2?
4.
Oh, you failed 1.
Yeah, no,
No,
just
so
1.
one
You
in
let me
addition.
re-roll the janky one, so I failed 1.
You take another 7 points of custard damage.
Oh,
7. I've only got 11 health
The
left.
damage
15
scales.
points of
Holy
custard
fuck.
damage.
No, it's
How
just
much
a
health has
D8, so
Vero
it
got?
just...
You said he's failed.
Because you went from
Vero
3
hasn't failed
to 5
anywhere
to
near as
Dude, I
7.
good
got,
as
I
you.
got 4 health. Then how is
Okay,
he still in
you
it?
finish pumping them down. As you and Vero shove the last cupcakes into your mouths, you both reach out for more, but the cupcakes are gone. You both look at each other for a second, and you look at the numbers like floating in like you see that fireflies have gathered above your heads to form the numbers of cupcakes you've eaten. You look above Vero's head, and you see the number 15 above his head. You look above your own, and you see 17 above your head. You are...
Yeah.
The crowd
Yay, I
erupts
did it.
in cheers. Vero
Very
slaps the
nice.
table, turns around, and then just vomits all over the ground. His vomit isn't pretty; it's just vomit.
Oh.
You
He
beat
competition
3-year-old.
doesn't magic, does
I'm
it?
just gonna start beating. I'm just gonna start beating my chest, my holy symbol on my chest with my fist, going
My cupcake's still in there.
thunderstone.
Okay, you can.
Thunderstone.
Okay, end of the contest. You can go ahead and regain all the hit points you lost from custard damage. You can get all of that back.
Oh, thank Christ for that. You took
Custard
that. You took
damage.
15 points of custard damage.
I love
Holy
it.
shit.
At the end,
Oh my
you don't
God.
feel great. By the way, Luggage, you feel like a little bit woozy. You did just smash down 17 cupcakes. You smashed down 20 cupcakes, but 17 of them, well, 3 of them didn't go down too well, but that's a lot of cupcakes to eat in a minute. You sort of like rock back and forth. You feel a little woozy in your stomach. You're sort of walked over to the main stage where you step up and you are granted your prize. Your prize is like a one of those beautiful red velvet
Cupcake?
cushions, and sitting on this red velvet cushion is a cupcake that is presented to you.
I'll take it.
Wait, what was sitting on the
you
velvet
can
cushion?
claim
Sure.
A
Sorry?
cupcake.
A
A
cupcake.
cupcake. You are
Um,
granted.
That's
This
my
cupcake looks
cupcake.
different. This
Guys
cupcake
like
looks
stole
nicer.
a
It has like
midget.
It has like a
Pigeon from
lit
my own.
sparkler in the top and like nice like blue like metallic looking sprinkles around it. It looks tasty. It looks better than the ones you just ate. The other ones were like they were good, but this one looks great. You can go ahead and claim your cupcake prize if you want.
I will claim my cupcake, and I'll ask Ranik to borrow his dagger and slice it up into 4 pieces to share with my teammates. But I'm going to keep the glowing sparkler and tuck it away.
You
as
go
a
to cut
memento.
it. You go to cut it, and the young woman who showed you to your says, "No, don't cut it. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Ooh, why not?
Oh, so
You have to
why
eat the whole
not?
thing.
Oh,
Does
You-
he
you
have to eat the whole thing?
ooh,
Or anyone does,
Okay.
but for it to work properly, you have to
Then-
eat the whole thing.
to work properly? What?
Otherwise, the magic's useless.
I will eat
Exciting.
one more cupcake, but I am going to keep the sparkler, please.
You're just gonna eat the
And-
cupcake now.
With that,
Why would you eat it now?
yeah, let's do
Save it
it.
for later.
Okay,
Put it
No.
in
you
your
grab the
rucksack.
cupcake.
If only you
Thank
had
you,
my
Steve,
seeds
okay.
for that.
As you go to put the cupcake
The
in your
young
mouth,
lady,
you go, no!
it seemed it would
And
bring
you
her
just-
joy if I eat it now.
You just
She
shove it
yelled
in.
no.
You shove it into your mouth. As you swallow, you all watch as Luggage just disappears.
Wait, what?
Luggage, you now are going to suffer from the effects of a potion of invisibility for the next hour.
Yeah.
It was an invisibility cupcake. You are invisible for the next hour, Luggage.
Wait, where has my friend and companion garment bag gone?
And I'm just gonna get right
How
next to
many
his
names
ear
do you
and
have,
go,
Dante?
luggage.
You can. I'll say normally the effect would end if you attack or cast a spell, but I'll say that you can actively end the effect if you want to.
Please don't.
No, I want to be
Okay.
10 giant invisible.
Someone stole your purse.
With you guys
time out.
standing
How much
on
longer
the
is this going to be?
Yeah, I was just about to say, with you guys
Yeah, it
standing
is
on
10
the
past 12,
cupcake
sorry.
stage and invisible luggage, we will pick it up next time. Um,
Oh,
yeah.
That was so good. Thank you, everyone. And thank you, Jay, for
No.
running that.
Yes, thank you, Jay. That
anytime.
was awesome.
I
was
hope you guys
awesome.
enjoy it, and I
What's the count?
can't wait for next Monday.